Wow, Shalom Aleichem. This is Rabbi Isai. This is my Shver, Dr. Freeman, talking about Choshva doctors from Chicago. Come on in, Dad. What do you got? What do you got? Get over here. Come here. Yeah, you can get over here. You come here. Come here, Dad. First say Shalom Aleichem to everybody. The Shver is Shver. Shkoyach. Dr. Freeman, all the mice is dead. Tell them what stories are real and what aren't.
It's 100% not real.
Is there any real one? You know what? I'm going to embarrass my shrer now. There's a story that I thought about a long time. I never really asked you if it's true. I'm going to put you on the spot here. It's a long story. I don't know if we have time. Do we have time for a long story? We're not behind. But my shver is here.
And it's an easy daf.
It's an easy daf, and we're not. Okay, fine. Listen, this is a great story. You got to hear this story. I'll say it bekitzer. I'll say it very fast. I had a friend who got engaged. Maybe I won't mention his name. Schwab. We call him Schwab. And his family drove in from Cincinnati to Brooklyn. They rented a Lincoln Town Car and they drove in. And the day after the Vart, they drove in for the Vart. The day after the Vart, I was walking back from Chaim Berlin to my house, and I was chewing gum. And this guy, the father of the chassan and the entire family, they pull over and say, "Eli, you want to ride?" I'm like, "No," and they insisted. So okay, fine. I get into the car, and he says, "What gum are you chewing?" I told him the name of the gum. He says, "It's Treif." So okay, so whatever. Took it out, and he drops me off at home. And then, he continued driving to Cincinnati, he tells me. He's on his way to Cincinnati. I get up in the morning, I tell my dad, he said, "Abba, I dreamt a dream." I'm not such a big Baal Chalam. He said, "This was an interesting dream. I dreamt a dream that this guy, this father of my friend, got killed in a car accident on the way to Cincinnati." So my father said, "Forget about it. Just go to yeshiva. Don't hakish kinchainik." So I go to yeshiva, and I get to yeshiva. I couldn't believe my eyes. All the yeshivas outside, and people are crying, and people are standing around, and I'm chewing gum. Same gum that he told me is treif. I said, "What's going on?" And he told me the boy's father was killed in a car accident, the rest of the family. So I spit out the gum. And I right away went into, I gotta go to Cincinnati. But I didn't know about flying and not flying. I didn't have money. I had like $17 on me. I went to the bus station. I took a bus to Cincinnati. I didn't chop. It's almost 20 hours to get to Cincinnati from New York. Got to Cincinnati. And to make a very short story long, I was there for the levaya and prepared the hesped with him. And there was not a lot of people there. He didn't have a lot of family, Balchuva family, the whole thing. After the levaya, he says, "You can't go. I need you over here." So you go. After Shiva, he says, "You can't go. My brother's in the hospital and my mother's surgery." So we drove to Pittsburgh. Me and him, we drove to Pittsburgh, went to the hospital. And then I called up my father. I said, "Listen, I'm like kind of in shidduchim here, and this is not looking good. I can't just leave this man in the middle. What do you think?" So he said, "If you do this, l'shem shamayim, it's not going to hurt you shidduchim." So he said, "Not going to hurt you shidduchim." Okay. Kids are fast forward. They read a shidduch to my wife, and my shver was sitting here. This is the story. I'm not going to make it up now. He's going to have to come here and deny it. He starts looking into me, so he calls up my magachir in Chaim Berlin, and he says, "Tell me about Eli." He's pretty. He's learning. Yeah. No, what else? So the kitzer came out that I wasn't such a big masmid, but he told him the story about this Cincinnati thing, and my shver appreciated that story. He says, "Oh, I want this guy for my daughter." Did a great job, Dad. Is it a true story?
It's a true story.
Yeah. There's a few little. There's a few isophes. Here, come here. If you're gonna say, because they're not gonna hear you. You know what? I'll give you the mic.
A lot of people can interpret dreams or have dreams, but Eli is a real Baal Meifus because he makes dreams. He makes a dream that he's going to build a Daf Yomi Merkaz, and then 3 weeks later, the building's here. Then he makes a dream that there's going to be thousands of people listening, So there's a pandemic and nobody can go anywhere. They have to listen to the shiur on Zoom. So he's the Baal Mifis that makes the dreams.
As they say, if you build it, they
We did not prepare this beforehand.